Good morning. Did you know the way in which you actually organise your task list is actually counterproductive to the way your brain naturally works? So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a really quick, simple tip that we share with our consulting clients from all different sectors to help them feel a greater sense of control of their work and increase their productivity and output. My name is Garen, I'm an organisation development consultant, and we work with organisations from all different sectors, from pharmaceuticals to professional services to the financial sector as well. We put tips out every single week for modern progressive leaders that are looking to lead their teams in a different way, feel a greater sense of control and be more strategic. The reason I'm doing it out in the woods is because I'm a dad of two young children, so I have to grab moments when I'm out on the walk, although it is starting to get a little bit colder now, so therefore I might have to switch indoors soon. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to share a really good tip by Cal Newport. Cal Newport is a person that we're really big fans of. So you might know him from his work with Deep Work. And also he's got a brilliant podcast that we'll put in the comments below that we really encourage you to subscribe to. So the idea is that he says the way in which we organize our task lists is actually counterintuitive or counterproductive to the way the brain naturally works. And what happens is that when we're faced by a big task list, we often feel overwhelmed, and it creates something called task freeze. So the reason why task freeze actually happens is because when we see a task that's a non-simple physical task, the brain naturally goes to the hippocampus, and the hippocampus is where we sort of store our memory. So it will search different memories that we've had in the past. So it's a bit windy out here. And it'll find different times that we've done that task in the past and find ways for us to actually do it. It then goes to a different part of the brain, which I can never pronounce it, the ventral striatum. I can never pronounce parts of the brain very easily. And that creates the motivation to do the task. So what happens is when we actually put a task list together, it often is built the way in which it comes into our brains. So it could be that it's carried over from previous task lists, or maybe we're just thinking of different things. And so if you actually follow it, it has no linear flow. So it could be task 1 is call supplier, task 2 is reply to direct reports email, task 3 is write report. And so we're toggling between different skills on the list. And so what happens is, almost like an internet connection, we run out of bandwidth in our brains and our brain freezes. So the tip basically is when you actually make your long list of actions that you need to do, and we all say atomize and be really clear, don't be vague, be really specific in terms of the tasks that you're going to put down. But when you make your long list, then put them into buckets, and each bucket should be made of similar behaviors required to complete the task. So you could have like one bucket, which is email requests. So we all have hundreds of those as managers. Bucket 2 might be reports. Bucket 3 might be difficult conversations, whatever it is that works for you. And then as you start to complete those buckets, when you do actually execute it, you just tackle it one bucket at a time. And the idea is that your brain doesn't have to switch between contexts, and it doesn't have to toggle between skills, and you can just work your way through that bucket. The idea basically is as you've completed each bucket, you give yourself a break, you reset, and then that allows your brain to switch context, which is often a big thing for making you unproductive, is when you have to switch context consistently. So that's Cal Newport's tips. There's some really good stuff. So really encourage you to read that book, Deep Work. But what I also say as well is we're interested to know what your tips are about how you tackle your task list to make it easier and more productive. And as I said, we put these tips out weekly. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell, and you get notified when we put them out weekly.